Fenlurker out. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, mono black field. This deck, like many of the decks we play on this channel, is a viewer submitted deck list. So we're all black spells in the main, plus Golos and Ugin. And then we've got a bunch of different shocks and temples of different colors here. So not only can we activate Golos eventually, but also so we can trigger our copies of Field of the Dead here. So we can make zombies that way. We're going to go ahead and dive on into a constructed event and see how this feels. Normally, I don't mind playing Bruise on the ladder, but we've been playing against, like, Mono, Nexus, and Esper lately, and I think I'd rather give this a chance to see a little bit more variety of matchups in the constructed event. Send in the zombies. Zombie, 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 heh, heh. I'm going to keep Golos there. I've got Seekers Squire to hopefully help us explore into some lands. Oh, did I not update Stream Decker? Oh, I totally didn't update Stream Decker. 30 seconds. I think I hit export. I did. Alright, Stream Decker should be good to go. They exiled an Essence Scatter. Probably Flash? Probably the Flash deck if I had to venture a guess. Looking for a 5th land here. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, even though we have a bunch of dual lands, we only have 2 different colors, so we're pretty far from activating Golos' activated ability. So when I play Golos, I'm probably just going to fetch up a Field of the Dead, so I can try and start making zombies that way. They missed a land drop. It's good for us. Yeah, I think I just bin this, right? Because I just don't have any, like, I have 2 lands in my hand, but I just don't have swamps, which is one of the concerns we were talking about, right? Like, I have this card in my deck that's, like, effectively mono black, and it doesn't kill anything. I actually don't think I care about that. They're missing land drops. I think I'd rather kill their bigger things. We drew another duel, and it still doesn't help us get closer to activating Golos. It's a land we don't have in play, though. So if this Golos resolves and finds Field of the Dead, we do get to start triggering Field next turn, which is nice. Chromatic Lantern belongs to this deck. I don't know if that's true. Our deck doesn't have a ton of good things to ramp into, and the only thing we need fixing for is Golos. So I'm not sure I agree with your assessment that that card belongs here. Deal. I wonder if they have, like, Sinister Sabotage. Well, they didn't have a Syncopate last turn, so I'm not going to play around it this turn. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this deck would love an Urborg. Alright. Field of Dead's online. Our opponent stumbled long enough that's probably going to help us take away the game. Big Kitty fan, thank you for the 29 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Chromatic Lantern doesn't actually make them all basic land types, right? Yeah, Chromatic Lantern does not make things swamp. So, important arena interface thing here. You need to click on the sword stop here, so that way this can resolve, and then I can cast it down before they declare it as a blocker. If you don't click on the sword here, Arena auto passes priority to get your opponent to the blocker step before you can cast your spell. So small interface detail there. Yes, but running less of these types of lands as in Toth makes the Field of the Dead worse. Which again could come back to the idea that this deck's like trying to serve too many masters and do too many things. I think that might be a very real possibility. So I like a lot of my removal here. Legion's End's a little mediocre. I want lots of ways to kill their wolf ASAP. This top end probably isn't good enough. They probably have too many counter spells. How many Witch figures do I want? Probably not all 4. 2 is probably plenty. It kills some of their cheaper threats and it kills Frilled Mystic. Definitely want to bring in Duress here. They have a lot of non-creature spells. Rotting Regisaur is incredibly bad against our opponent's unsummon, so we definitely want to board him out. When our hand is empty, they can unsummon Regisaur in response to his upkeep trigger and make him discard himself effectively. So always board out Regisaur against unsummon. Land's fine. Needs a couple more lands, but we're on the draw and we have a scry, so that seems reasonable. Perfect. And now I'm going to get greedy and bottom that. Am I? Nah, let's leave that there. That's fine. I'm so glad we foiled Fenlurker. It's so much more beautiful. I'm going to put a stop on my end step here, so this way if they have a flash creature at end of turn, I can kill it before they untap. Yeah, we tried a green-black Dread Present Scapeshift deck on stream at one point earlier in the season, and it felt a little mediocre overall. Posted on Discord with a fix for Wine and Arena. Awesome. The fact that a fix exists hopefully means it'll get integrated into Lutris soon. Noxious Grasp notably does not counter this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and Contempt it here. And, like, we could eat a Frilled Mystic, but I think that's fine. We need a threat at some point, but as long as they're not keeping a threat on the table, it's not like their deck generates card advantage, so... We notably have 2 Drowned Catacombs in play right now, so kind of awkward. Like, none of the lands Golos could search up could be good. I have a Witch figure for this Frilled Mystic, so that's nice. We're still 2 lands off a Field of the Dead turning on. Putting those stops on my end steps, that way I can Noxious Grasp a wolf should they play one. Witch figure, you stuttered. I think we're at a point where I'm hoping to draw and try and play out multiple threats in the same turn. Now I can no longer do that. The fact that they have this threat that lets them use their mana to draw a card every turn is a big deal. So the whole dynamic of the game changes when this gets into play. Well, that bodes well for me. Yeah, the only problem with that is I agree that the Dread Presence is kind of a weak point, Crackster. I feel like by the time we're making zombies with Field of the Dead, we probably should be in a position where we're doing okay anyways. So I feel like playing cards that are trying to maximize when we have Field of the Dead active is kind of what I would describe as a win more situation. It's an effect that's only good when we're already ahead, which tends to not be where you want to be in life. If they have a negate or a sabotage here, we could be in trouble. Getting rid of the Sailor gives us a little bit of breathing room because it removes my opponent's sustained source of card advantage. So obviously we need to deal with these other threats at some point, but at least they're not burying us in cards. That means once we find a removal spell, we can catch back up relatively quickly. Or once we find that. Yes, Knight is very, very good. That is unfortunate. Might get run out of this game. I don't think I want Ritual of Soot in this matchup. It obviously would be good in this situation, but I don't think it's good in general. And then Black Red Aristocrats finish very reasonably. Maybe the number of Noxious Grasps I boarded in was too many. Am I dead? I'm technically not dead on board, but I don't think we can win this anymore. Again, I can chump block and go to 2, but I don't think I have any outs at that point. Yeah, I agree, shenanigans. Field, I would get used to playing with and against Field of the Dead. This is actually kind of an okay draw. If we hit this and then draw a land, we can like chump this and then trade a 2/2, and then like maybe we find a Vraska's Contempt from there. Or like if we hit like a second Field of the Dead there and made 2 2/2s. We're actually just dead to the Spectral Sailor attacking though, right? I guess they could play a green creature out here. Yeah, I agree, Captain Shenanigans. It's a lot like how, if you were playing when energy was a thing, like there were the combo energy decks with Marvel, but the correct thing to be doing was just like playing the busted card value and card advantage cards. Gosh, maybe I want these Disfigures. I don't know. Yeah, I think 2 of these is fine. I think we got kind of unlucky to draw both of them. I don't think this is a Soot matchup. I think I'm happy with how we boarded and just want to try and run a little bit better in the next game. This is great. Oh, that's a mistake. I'm so used to this being not foil. I just saw green-black, not Overgrown Tomb, and assumed it was another Woodland Cemetery. Whoops. Hopefully that doesn't matter. But definitely should have played that on 1 and the Swamp on 2. Speak of the devil and it will appear. I'm gonna bottom that. I have cast downs to kill whatever threat Noxious could kill. I think I'm just like looking for more flexible removal spells or more threats at this point. I think we're just YOLOing the Dread presence here. I think we're just like make them have 2 counters in a row. Just like curve Dread presence into Golos. Which I guess they're pretty likely to have. They have Syncopate, Scatter, Frilled Mystic, Sabotage. DX2 Meaty, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Welcome, welcome. Am I just supposed to beat them down with this? Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to beat them down with this, with these 2 cast downs in my hand. The old Fenlurker aggro. I'm gonna let them untap here, because if they want to play a counterspell on their turn to protect this from cast down, not only does it not get a counter, but then I'm more likely to resolve Golos next turn. I think that's a fine exchange for me. Except when it's cast down. Except when it's Veil, sorry. The efficiency on Veil is unparalleled. You're supposed to leave this back just to block here. Just like try and trade in combat. Feels like we're gonna have a hard time sticking our more expensive threats here. Which is one of the reasons why we trim some of our top end, but I have a hard time cutting through, I think. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave Fenlurker back now, I think. Try and trade next turn. I think their Cutthroat is more valuable than our Fenlurker. You know, I just realized that I forgot to update my frame. I gotta get used to that. It adds another piece to the puzzle here. Field of the Dead was the absolute best draw in our deck. It allows us to start being proactive without having to commit more to the board, which is a pretty big deal. How do we feel about ticking Blast Zone to 4 proactively? I think I kind of like it. All right, let's start closing. How did I get Arena working? Well, someone actually just said they posted in the subs Discord they had a workaround for wine. The way I got set up was kind of ugly. I have a Windows laptop, and I installed Arena on the Windows laptop, and then transferred the install over using a flash drive. Like, zipped up the install and then transferred it. Like a dive down here. Have an unsummon, sure. Sure. Alright, so our 2-drops are trading. Both my zombies are... Wait, they have to counter... Oh, you may counter it. I was like, oh no, they have to counter their unsummon. And, like, they cleared... So the board is just going to be Frilled Mystic plus lands. But, like, we're both at 14, right? So I feel like this exchange ends up pretty okay for us. Like, they made me spend a bunch of my mana, but the board's traded basically straight up. Untapped land's actually a great draw here, because it means I can double Golos. Hey, Toon Tingy, thank you for the half a year of support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. You're having a wonderful Friday wherever you're at. And if they have 2 counters, they have 2 counters, but this is our window to double spell. Yep. Ace Clown coming in hot with that brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go to 5 here because this Blast Zone's on 4 and we'll trade with both these Mystics. I'm going to blow this up now because I want to cast Dread Presence. Pink Hotto, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Alright, if they have a Night Pack as their last card, we're pretty dead. Alright, I think we're ahead here. Oh, is that the best draw on the deck? I think that was the best draw on the deck. I think we're supposed to kill their thing. Here. Deal 2, gain 2, make a 2/2. Their best draws at this point are Night Pack and the Sailor. I think it's right to do this and just like, because if they don't chump block here, they take 7. And they go to 2, and then a swamp off the top kills them next turn. And, like, all my zombies are lethal. So I think like, put you to 2 is fine here. Scale of 1 to dead, what are we working with here? Tricky Dick keeps them alive. He taps one of my creatures, and then they have 2 blockers. Still dead to a swamp, though. It's not. Not a bad first match. How are we doing, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're at in the world. Happy Friday. Welcome to your weekend. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed best-of-3 Magic, that's definitely the channel for you. We play a ton of Standard here almost every day, Monday through Friday. As always, love to give a shout-out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here doing that without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. Notsta JWB, thank you for that brand new Prime support. If you're one of the many people in the world like Notsa there who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Twitch account, you get Twitch Prime included with that for free, and Twitch Prime gives you a free channel subscription every single month to a channel of your choice here on Twitch. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series is a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. If you can't make it out to the Midwest to play in one of their standard, modern, or legacy tournaments, be sure to check out their streaming coverage as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. BCW Supplies are the only ones I trust to protect my physical Magic the Gathering and other wonderful trading cards. Using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you find the cards that you want and turn your other cards into them. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. I'd like to thank Amazon Prime for my new iron shovel. It comes with free 2-day shipping, too. Don't make your life garbage time. It is a late work day for me. That's okay, though. I started late. I mentioned earlier, Christy and I had a breakfast date this morning, so that was really nice. Three tapped lands, just like we drew it up. Love when you sing. Good, bad, and ugly. Good, band, and ugly. Good, band, and ugly. I can read, maybe, kinda, sometimes. One hour on groceries. That is absurd. Bottoms up, Ugin. These Regisaurs, this is something that we commented on. We boarded these out against the mono blue deck, and it felt reasonable. They seem a little bit out of place in this deck. Like, we don't have anything that gets value out of being discarded. Alright, so there's a swamp. I don't think I really want to cast a 3-drop into a counterspell here, so I think I want to play Cast Down on their turn. Yes, there were... The most played card at the Mythic Championship this weekend was Leyline of the Void, followed by Faithless Looting. This deck want a Bag of Holding? Probably not. I don't think Bag of Holding's playable in a format with Teferi. I'm going to play this because I think there's a good chance they counter it. And then I can put this into play tapped, and then we can play Dread Presence plus Swamp the following turn. This Simic deck is everywhere. Well, it seems to be everywhere in these constructed events, but it basically doesn't exist on the Mythic ladder, at least not towards the top. I think in our last 2 or 3 dozen matches on the Mythic ladder, I haven't run into it. Well, we're discarding the second Rotting Regisaur because I don't think we're going to be able to keep this going. Is it a low rare wildcard deck? That sounds right. Equifax does owe me money for their breach. I plan to get mine. Make sure you get yours. Yeah, Regisaur's like being an okay blocker here, but it's just sitting here chewing up our hand, right? Field of the Dead might be our saving grace again. Please don't dive down me. Alright, so that was like a 4-for-1, right? Because that card took so many cards out of my hand. That was an absurd draw. Blast Zone. Blast Zone's been real good. Yikes. Well, shoot. It was fun. For people who are correctly weary of random websites on the internet and entering your information, that equifaxbreachsettlement.com, that's a legit URL. It was. I plugged my stuff into there last night. There's a link to that website on, is it ftc.gov? There's a link from one of the US government's website to that page, citing it as the correct place to go to get your settlement money if you were impacted. We're going to board the same way we boarded last time. We're going to cut our expensive top end that's susceptible to counter spells. We're going to cut the Rotting Regisaurs, because they just kind of chew through our hand and are bad against unsummon. Yeah, I heard some people took them to small claims court and got more than just the $125. That's a lot of effort. But if your identity was stolen as a result of the breach, you're probably due quite a bit. How do you know if you're impacted? You can plug your information into that website and it'll tell you. Now, I'm not saying you could trust the government as a whole. I'm just saying, as far as pointing to a legitimate website for that, they're probably fine. Give me your name and social and I'll check for you. That sounds like a good, honest, nothing could go wrong there. What could possibly go wrong there? Yes, that's true too. They aren't even asking for any more information that was already taken. I think I bottomed that. Maybe I'm actually supposed to keep this here just because it's a good threat. I think I'm actually supposed to do that. As much as I want lands, good cheap threats are pretty valuable in this matchup. Yeah, if you don't have some service already set up monitoring your credit in 2019, you definitely should get one. Yeah, let's just keep all the removal spells, sure. Recommendations in that department. I believe Credit Karma has a free option. That sounds like it. There's at least a couple of free options out there if you search around a little bit. Yeah, technically speaking, they should wait, but in actuality, it doesn't really matter. The target dummy was gifted a thing. That's excellent. Yeah, Discover's great. They give us lots of cash back. Do I eat at home or hit up Taco Bell? Asking the hard-hitting questions on a Friday night. So I unfortunately don't want to pump this, because if I do that, they're just going to unsummon me. I think we just hit them for 3 and pass here. Always Taco Bell, just a box. Thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. right? Well, that burned the unsummon out of them. Let's take a peekaboo here. This, if they miss on a forest, this might clear the way for Golos next turn if we rip a land. And drawing a land here means I can Duress plus activate my Knight, which is sweet. You order DoorDash? You just need to get you a significant other. I am basically Christie's personal version of DoorDash. A lot of the takeout counter in a lot of places know what I look like. This is about to brick. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so the installer seems to be borked for the time being on Wine/Linux/OS X, whatever you want to call it. But installing Arena under a Windows computer and transferring the install over worked as expected. Worst Neighbor NA, thank you for the 11 months of Prime. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. As a vegetarian, Taco Bell is one of the best of the fast food places I can eat because I can order anything on their menu by substituting beans for meat. So field is still, I only have 4 different lands. Field would only be my 5th land. I don't have that many white sources though. Yeah, I guess I just get field. Yeah, maybe Blast Zone's the pickup there. I don't know. I have a 2-drop and a 1-drop though. So I'm not really sure that that's even that good. Couldn't I activate Golos if I got red? Oh, I could have, right? Yeah, that's true. I could have activated Golos if I got red. I'm only missing 1, right? Yeah, I should have gotten red. Chipotle is much more expensive than Taco Bell. Like, by a significant margin, Chipotle is more expensive than Taco Bell. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Chipotle. And you're dead. Onward, upward, backward, forward to the 3rd game. You just don't need to think about those places as like authentic Hispanic food, Dia Bunny. You just need to think about them as American fast food, and then like you don't get upset about it. Don't make it something it's definitely not. Chipotle is about the same price. You don't get chips, guac, and soda. That's not true, Skip Dash. My normal Taco Bell order is half a cost of a burrito bowl. Our mana's a little painful, but double Duress is pretty good in this matchup, so we're going to go ahead and keep this. We got a Witch Figure for their first threat as well. I'm going to Taco Bell because it's 3 a.m. I'm drunk and I have $5. Today on Honest Talks with Twitch chat. Listen, I'm not saying you have to like Taco Bell. I'm just saying I have to like Taco Bell because my wife eats too much of it. I'm just saying that I eat a lot of it by proxy. 7-0 in Diamond with Aristocrats, great deck. Awesome, T-Rex. I'm glad you're enjoying it. What do I order at Taco Bell? Usually a potato taco, and then either a quesarito with beans instead of beef, or a what's the thing? I don't remember what the other thing. It's either a quesarito or this other thing that I don't remember the name of. My wife would know. Cheesy Gordita Crunch. That's what it is. The Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Potato taco, Cheesy Gordita Crunch, quesarito. I feel you, Jeff. My girlfriend in the background. I feel as though she's telling me I eat too much Taco Bell. It's pretty good. Got constructed staple Fenlurker here. We've got Rotting Regisaur with a bunch of 5-drops in our hand, so that's not particularly good. Great Germ felt the need to say stupid stuff in chat again. Well, thanks for the third of a year support. Hope your Friday's treating you well. If I walk 1.5 miles to get a burrito, does that make it healthy? Definitely. Our Merfolk a thing again. So Merfolk aren't really a thing, but Blue-Green Flash is a thing, which is what the last opponent was playing. I think this looks like Nexus. Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Yeah, it's the third Simic deck in a row, but I'm pretty sure this is Nexus of Fate and not the Flash deck we just got done playing against. Yeah, smells like Nexus. Which means we get to ditch this Legion's End free and clear. Which figures getting binned next turn? I bet my wife heard me talking about Taco Bell and felt summoned to the chat. Wife, can you check your Facebook message? Because you love me. Hopefully we get another turn. It is worth noting that Big Dumb Dino is the reason we're going to win this game, right? Like, it's putting a lot of pressure on here. If we win this game, it's because of the Dino. My poor Regisaur. He flew too close to the sun, chat. Let's go to the ocean and drink the water. That sounds like a terrible idea, homemade meat. I really wish that this stupid button in the lower right-hand corner would just not say my turn. Has Jeff ever seen the ocean? Yes, Christy and I have been to both the Bahamas and Hawaii. So I have in fact seen an ocean. All right, so My opponent is basically out of gas at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and just crank this Blast Zone to 2 and then blow it up next turn. Does an ocean of corn count? There is definitely an ocean of corn behind my house. That is a thing. Like, it's annoying that they're sitting here taking turns, but like, they're not doing anything with these turns. So it's just like, yeah, sure, you do you, opponent. Shouldn't we have played the knight? Yes, we should have played the knight. I'm gonna miss the point of damage because I didn't do that. If you're in the US, there's a good chance Equifax owes you money. Go to that breach settlement website. This is the part where they bounce this to their hand with a blink of an eye? Nope. Alright, lucky. Lucky. So they'd be going to 10 here if I'd have hit them last turn. Or if I'd have played this last turn. I guess they could have potentially have blown this up. This is the part where they play Tameo and then down tick and pick their thing back up. Oh, I love you, wife. I forgot to bring my little sandwiches downstairs that were in the upstairs, and she brought them to me because she's my favorite wife. And what a perfect time! What a perfect time to heat up my little sandwiches in the microwave while my opponent vigorously masturbates on stream for you all. Is she also your least favorite wife? I have no comment on that. I plead the fifth. This is on 1, right? Yeah, we're super dead. So we have Duress, Noxious Grasp, and Contempt that have text here. Probably want to cut my top end. Definitely want to cut my other removal spells. I guess I'm forced to leave my top end in. Ugin kills enchantments at least, I guess. Alright, sure. Yep, I mean, Knight into Fenlurker is one of our more aggressive starts, so gives us our best shot. Hey, that's awesome, Sparty. Thanks for the link. I'll have to check that out after this. Hey, Jeff. I don't get to get you live much because I farm in corn land, but it's good to see you. You have great content. And guys who spends a lot of time on the tractor, it's nice to download your YouTube content and listen while I work. Well, thanks for keeping me around, King Bigfoot. I am also from the cornfields, as you may know. Glad to have you here for a live one. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. Rotting Regisaur here was honestly probably one of the better draws in our deck. It just applies so much pressure so quickly. Like this 1-2-3 curve is probably one of our best chances to win this. Our opponent is really not happy with this particular zone here. Another non-swamp for our Dread presence here, unfortunately. Waiting to play this, because if they bounce Regisaur, I want to replay Regisaur. I think. They might also just fog here. Nope. Yep. And again, because this got bounced, they basically got a 1-for-0, right? Like, this made us discard a card, and that drew them a card. We're just, like, back to spinning our tires here. Our deck isn't super aggressive, and it isn't super... Our deck isn't very aggressive, and it's not very disruptive, so a matchup like this, I assume, is very bad for us. Hey, Courier, thank you for the very generous tier 2. Hope your Friday is finding you well. Thanks for keeping me around. You know, I think I'm actually going to cash this in. They want to block one of the 1/1s. I can finish this off with the Dread Presence. Like that thing just dies to a Blast Zone anyway, so might as well just, like, trade it up here. There's still 4 more decks on the title. Is it going to be a late stream day? We had a couple people cut some things in. I'm planning to do at least Bantscape Shift after this, but whether or not I do Sultai Reanimator and the others today is going to depend on what the viewer count looks like. So, we'll do at least one more. Maybe more. We'll see where we are when we get there. You definitely can, Courier. Thank you for the choice points in the tier 2. Field of the Dead. So powerful. Yeah, Nexus is incredibly tedious and miserable to play against. Makes a lot of decks that can otherwise maybe be okay, just not. In my opinion, combo decks in Standard should always be able to be interacted with via creature removal. Otherwise, they just make too many decks just not viable. I was like, wait, you don't have a reclamation, so you're dead, right? Yeah. We said that was one of our best possible draws when we were on the play, and they fumbled a little bit. So if they get a little bit unlucky here, we might be able to steal a match here on the draw. There are 2 different sets of full art artwork for the foil basics. There's two that you can choose from. There's a set of War of the Spark ones, and there's a set of Dominaria ones. I picked up the War of the Spark ones here. Someone asked if I've been seeing a lot of Scape Shift in Ranked. It's fallen off a little bit as we've gotten farther from the Grand Prix. But yeah, especially Bant Scape Shift, there's been a number of people playing that. If I had a kid when I first subbed, he'd be walking and talking now. Thank you for the 19 months, Jedi Jeff. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So, Duress plus Fenlurker here. It's a good 1-2 punch. It's true, our deck is so much more expensive than the opponent's. Yay, Tamio! Yay, crappy cards that invalidate my interaction. Yay! I guess the good news is I get to kill Cameo inside of combat here, but she was still a fog, right? She was like a fog and took all my mana for the turn. Kind of a tough nut. Yikes. Alright, so we get to go Duress you, Fenlurker, Field of the Dead, and then we get to start playing out Dread Presence as, Yikes. That's really... I'm really glad they printed one mana counter your Disruption draw card. I agree that is an effect that Nexus desperately needed to be competitive. Wonder if we'll see them crank this up to 2 to kill the Lurker and the Squire. Yep. Not super surprised to see that. If they blow this up, I think I'm going to activate this so I can get a counter. It means I miss a card draw with this, but I think that's fine. And they just took the damage. This is getting a counter regardless. Let's jam Dread Prisons. You know, I'm actually just going to 2 them, I think. I don't really have that many cards I can draw here that interact with my opponent. It's like exactly 3 copies of Duress. So I think just hitting their face is more valuable than drawing a random card here. Thanks, Immortal. Look at that. We'd have hit it. Attempt to kill you. If you blink, you'll miss it, chat. If you blink, you might miss it. I have lethal next turn regardless. Let's just do that. Spin your tires. Spin. Spin to win. Spin to win. As you will, opponent. As is your Magic Arena given right. To pay 7 mana and untap your lands. Did you brick off? Did we do it? Yay! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Do 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 do. The old 3-0 easy game, easy life. Simic ain't got nothing on mono black. And low magic was had by all. Great, big, glorious magic to be had. Sure. Hey, Scholar. Yeah, who's ever playing against Nexus is definitely always the hero of that story, right? Which figure did you play? I think you stuttered, opponent. Which figure was it again? This one right here. Thunk. Man, talk about the blue-green gauntlet, huh? Constructed staple Fenlurker. Exile a card. Yeah, exactly, Scholar. You always walk away from a match against Nexus feeling unsatisfied. Really like to draw untapped lands for the next 3 turns here. Tilt. Yeah, I should technically give them the chance to, like, block and then pay 3, but they're not blocking, so I'm just, like, cutting out the middle time here. I'd love to draw a Swamp here so we can go Dread Presence, shoot the Risen Reef. Give me a swamp. I don't want to fear the Reefer. I think we're just using Contempt here on this. There's too much going on. We can, like, Contempt the Nissa, but then, like, they have 8 power in play, and we're just too far behind at that point, having Stumble. Noxious Grasp sounds great. Ritual of Soot sounds great. Feels like another matchup where I don't want the Rotting Regisaur. Feel like this is mostly for a combo style matchup. Legion's End could be okay here. Or would I prefer Disfigure? How do you feel about Disfigure versus Legion's End? Could go either way on that. Disfigure cleans up the Risen Reef really cleanly, which is nice. It's probably what I want. This misses that and also misses let's do that. Let's get which figure in here. Pretty reasonable. Wants to draw some more lands. Has Seekers Squire to help us do so, though. So, probably fine. Perfect. Gosh, that swamp is beautiful. It's beautiful. Do do do. Boo do 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 do. Let's put the fear of which figure in him. I don't know if we're gonna get to everything today. We had a couple of people cut the line, which kind of pushed back things that were already in there. And not that I'm complaining, I'm just stating what happened. Cut the lines are always welcome. Well, Legion's End does not take the cards you get out of the deck. It only takes it out of their hand. Get the old Fenlurker in here. Value. Got a Paradise Druid out of hand there. Probably going to cast down this Risen Reef in response to another Elemental being cast. They have a Nissa we're going to be a little bit behind. I guess not too much, actually, because we have Contempt to clean her up. I get to do this. I take 3 from the land attacking. I'm gonna go Memorial to Folly plus Contempt to Nissa. If they have a second follow-up Nissa, we could be in a little bit of trouble, but like our Seekers Squires keep this 3/3 in check, so like the board's mostly stabilized for the time being. And we have a Dreadhorde general coming up before long here. No attacks. No reason to run headfirst into a 3/3. Depending on what they play, if we hit a Liliana, we might down tick. Liliana plus a down tick would give us a lot of gas. They attack, I'm gonna double block. Yeah, the Dread Presence aspect of this deck's been a little bit medium. Dread Presence and Rotting Regisaur have both been pretty mediocre. Regisaur was like okay against the Nexus deck, but like we don't have a ton of swamps to trigger Dread Presence consistently, and Regisaur chews up our hand in a lot of the mid-range and control matchups. Maybe it's fine and we just board that out, but this card's been pretty lackluster. We just have so many lands that are like Isolated Champles and Temples and Memorials that just don't trigger Dread Presence. Yeah, a Black Cavalier probably would be pretty good. We like also have access to yikes. Yeah, it feels like we're solidly just getting outvalued here. Yeah, I should probably play Dread Presence there, actually. Although I'm not sure it really matters. My opponent probably likely has to choose their own adventure book to win from here. Yeah, I feel like we're just being pulled in too many directions in a way, Dude Light. Like the deck's trying to appease a lot of different masters. Whoa! Got a mythic we didn't have 4 of. Yeah, I feel like that's my big takeaway, is that these 2 cards seem like they leave a lot to be desired in this core. I kind of like the Golos aspect of what's going on here. I think that's pretty okay, especially with these with the Field of the Dead. And the rest of the colors are like free-ish, but they're not completely free if you're playing Dread Presence. Black Cavalier is something I would look into. I feel like that would probably be a pretty okay consideration for this. You have some reasonable cheap creatures to get back. And it does extra removal as you head to the top. We've actually played Scapeshift and Dread Presence together, and you can look back. You can find green-black Scapeshift on my YouTube channel to find see what